Hi everyone, sorry about that. It took me a few seconds. My apologies. So I just had a bit of an issue with the camera. So I think I've sorted it now. I'm just going to move this back a bit and zoom out. You can see all my mess in the background. Just put that down. Yeah. Just so move your legs out of the way. Place it down for action. So you can see what I'm doing. All right. Oh, I think a huge amount of them, so let me just move that over. Okay, so this is another one of those new panels that I haven't shown you guys yet. When you hop on, let me know. Again, I apologise for not having that sorted. I thought I had it sorted. Okay, so I'll just see if I can share. Yep. So just sharing it currently. There we go. So I've got this. This is actually a part of a panel. When I got the panels in, there was a bit that was sort of left over. Hi, Judy. Yeah, they'll pop on when they're ready. So a part of this, I thought, well, rather than just sort of wasting it, I thought I would use it in this demo. So what you need to do when doing any having internet issues, HouseNet isn't working, oh bugger. Yeah, so I had a little bit of an issue too. So I'm just gonna throw it over and I'm just gonna pick out an area, move that out of the way. Just double that over. I do have a power cord under there, that would be silly. And get my bits and pieces sorted. So I sort of threw something in my gob and had something to eat and then went, coffee. All right. So I'm just going to iron this onto the back of the fabric. Just so I can get my applique piece. And I needed to double over that fabric because the iron's dirty, as you can see. Had to clean that over the break. Might even get my machine serviced. OMG. Yeah, I didn't want it to go through to the mat underneath because that would be look at the dirt on it. That would be disastrous. So I'll take that out now. Should be fine. Yeah. So rather than waste this panel, I thought I can utilise it in some work. So I thought, well, there's the things I want to make, so I can always do them as, you know, sort of part projects and stuff like that. So I thought, well, what I want to do, because I like the way this looks sort of, I don't know, it just sort of looks painterly, if that makes sense. So I do like these. So I'm just going to cut out some of these flowers and then just some raw edge applique on it. And like I say, these are another panel that I have that's come in and I haven't shown you guys yet and won't be really talking about them until next year, but it was a piece that was cut off from it. What is your project today? Judy, we're going to do some raw edge applique and I'm just going to apply it to this bit of fabric that I'm going to show you, and then I might turn it into something else later. But just so to show you a technique, it's really a technique-based one today. What I did earlier was more block-based. So I'm just cutting around. I've ironed on the Tilda Fix, which is a fusible webbing. And doing that, just get those two off. Yeah, it's hurting my brain, and I do want a third one. And I am going to cut it. It's not looking good. Oh yeah, I can. Oh, nice. I didn't iron it hard enough. I knew I hadn't have. Look at that. That's enough. Just wanted my flour. Beauty. There we go. So got to be quick because it's actually on mat. I don't really want to iron on my mat. So just going to cut these out. Like I say, I like the look of these because they're painterly. They sort of have that watercolor look to them, which is, I find, really quite pretty. So you can use large or small scissors. It doesn't really matter. Whatever is easier on your hands. My Tilda Fix wouldn't iron and stick the other day for the life of me. I worked out it wasn't my... Wasn't your Tilda Fix? What was it? What did you end up using? That's crazy. Okay, again, I'm going to pop this under. Actually, Applique. Yeah, and I'll pop double layer under. This is a cut off from the thing that I did before, so it's just a long piece. So I'm going to just adjust the camera and zoom her in. Whoop. And go, oops, wrong way. There we go. Bring it down a fraction. And there we go. All right, so it's got a little bit of black paint on it, but I'm okay with that. Not really caring too much. So now I've got 3, and that, yeah, were you on earlier as well? Yeah, Judy, I've done 2 others today. So maybe thinking that I need to have them, you know, in different levels. I can overlap them if I like. Just depends on where I'd like them to sit. Oh, okay. I don't even know that brand. I've never heard of that. Is that an icky brand? I don't know. So I've sort of got I don't really want the massive one up the top because that will make it top heavy. So I'm just sort of placing them, not really knowing where I want them yet. I'm going to grab a pin and take the paper off. You know, I like to score the back, and that helps to just take the paper off without taking all the glue off. And I didn't actually do that very well, did I? Because that was my other attempt. And it's coming off nicely because I gave it more time under the iron. Yeah. And I find this is the best way to get any of the backing off these things. They do stick to your hands and everything. So I'm umming and ahhing, and yeah, I'm thinking maybe like that. I could actually have one coming back down. Then it needs to go up there. Use it to stabilize and then peel off, like for making circles or printing on fabric on a printer. Oh, okay, forgot its name. Oh, okay, yep. So that's going to come down that way. That one can sort of sit out a little. I think that's better. That one's going to actually look like it's drooping over. This one's going to just come down, same with that one. And they're ready just to iron straight on. So I'm going to chuck the iron onto them. Just get rid of my bits of paper. Let's move that fabric out of the way. Oh. Sorry about the arms. So because I've taken the thing straight off, I can just iron it straight on. Now, I don't really want to have this iron on for too long, as in moving it around. I'm not pushing it down as such because it'll mark the fabric because it's really grotty. I need to keep it. Ugh. So they're ready now to do the sewing side of things. Now, the thread I've got in the machine is that green one I used earlier. So I do need to take that out. So bear with me while I do that. I am going to... Hi, Stella. How you going? So product using at the moment is Tilda Fix for the adhesive for the applique. And I am using, actually have in a Rasant thread at the moment, and in the bobbin, I have a Wonderfil deco bob. I do have paint on my hands still. Up for free motion quilting means I have to adjust my tension. Okay, so just looking at comments, it's all good. Now I'm going to move my camera again. Right there. And just adjust the direction. Okay. Okay. Nice and close. Oops, wrong way. Okay. Don't have my gloves on yet, so I've got the sewing machine mat from Yazi, and I've got, because they've got zippers at the front. Oh, gosh, Michelle. I can actually put my gloves in there now without losing them all the time, and they just sit in there. That's nice. So I keep losing things, so helps. Alrighty, so grabbing, and you can do it with a marker. Doesn't make any difference. I do have glittery fingers. It's all the gold. All the glitters is not gold, they say. So I am going to do just a fine line down here and a fine line there, and it is a permanent marker, just a heads up. And that one can come down there. All right. So because I'm going to stitch over the top of that, I'm not really worried about it being there. So I just want to see if we can get a little bit more of a visual. Zoom in. Again, because I'm doing, even though it's not quilting, it's still a free motion project. So I still need to have my gloves on. If I don't have my gloves on, I just end up in agony. Putting my foot down, making sure I've got movement, needle down. I don't have any backing. It is just wadding. Does make it harder to move, FYI. Just grab my scissors. Well, you are game. I would not trust myself to get the lines okay first time. I think I've done it so many times now. My theory is if I don't get it right first time, that's exactly how it's going to be, because I've got no choice. It's there for good. First thing I'm going to do is go around these flowers, and they've got nice little detail lines. I'm going to make them, I've got like a dark grey in, so that's what I'm going to use. And it's, like I say, it's a Rasant. So off I go. And I'm going to slow it down a fraction because I know I was going a little bit fast before. And I can tell just as I start moving, because I can see the fabric bouncing, and I need to put the foot down a little bit more, which is going to create more resistance. Now, because I have used the Tilda-Fix, I can just casually go around the edges. Probably down a little bit far. And back up again, please. It's a bit much, wasn't it? It's making it very hard for me. And back to where I start. Now, I've missed a line here, but I do go around 2 or 3 times. And I am going to, what stitch are you using, Michelle? Stella, it is a straight stitch. I very rarely do a blanket stitch. Normally those sort of projects, I can even lock myself off YouTube. Nice job. Normally when I do raw edge applique, I will do a straight stitch, and reason being is because it's simplicity for me. Stella's laughing at Judy. And it's not as timely. I normally give any kind of blanket stitch or anything like that. Anything that's got to be, I give it to Mum. She loves doing them, and it's a real help for me. I do blanket stitch, but very, very rarely myself now, because I find that I get a nice result with this sort of straight edge, sketchy, raw edge applique, making it look nice and fun. And I like the not perfect thing. I really, really do. I purposely go outside of the lines, and you'll see, because I'll come outside of the lines of this applique onto the background fabric, because I love the look of it. I'm a little bit of a glutton for punishment. And because I refuse to allow my OCD to take over, I'm okay with that. I don't mind that sort of funky look, you know, no different to what we did before. I mean, using all those paints and getting all those different, that was really, you know, nothing was perfect, nothing was lined up, and I just sort of placed things wherever I thought they looked good. Excuse me. Now again, because it's not petite fabric, it will fray a little when you stitch right close to the edge. And that's another good reason to go around a couple of times. So you can see straight away, it looks pretty cool. Yes, exactly, Stella. Yes, exactly like what I showed you on the placemat. Just bear with me, I've got to get a drink of water. I've been talking too much today. Okay. I'm just reading comments. So now I've gone around it all. I'm coming out into the background. You can see I'll come right out in the background and come back in, and a little bit more, come back in, a little bit more, come back in, a little bit more. And I come back in to bring it back to the petal that I'm playing with, if that makes sense. Otherwise, it'll just look like an echo, if that makes sense too. All right, so I'm going to come back, and you can see that's nicely stitched down. Just reading your comments, you guys are funny. All right, so let's move this We'll go down that black line there. I'm going to go up and down a couple of times because I just want to stitch it down. Machine sounds good today. Up, up, up. Great. It is shredding. I can see that big fluffy bit. Now watch. Did you see it come down then? See, normally Razan doesn't do that. Look at that. It's got the big very grub at the end of it. How rude. Oh dear. Just thread that. Sorry about my hands in the way. Oh, little fella, get in there. There we go. All right. All right. So the reason why, if it shreds and stuff, will be because, I mean, I've already just done a whole, project before with free motion quilting, and it had paint in it, it had backing, wadding, bag batting. I can remember doing a wool hang similar to this in school, but it was all done by hand. Yeah, different back then. It was different when I was at school too. We used to do everything by hand. So that will cause that needle to blunten, which, again, will make it shred the thread. So even that, because I've stopped, I can start down here. If not, I would have kept going on. All right, but I'm going to start here because I want to get that flower done, and I want to start at that end and just keep coming around and about. All right. Ladies, mine's not clear. Am I on the phone? It's a bit out of focus because it is focused. Yeah, I'm trying not to let it do that, and it's been a real poop. See if I can keep my hands out of the way. And that nasty little thread there. See that thread? Yeah, it keeps trying to focus on my hands. There we go. Let that thread go there. I hate how it's doing that thing, that focusing thing. It's very annoying. So it's my internet. Yeah. Yeah, the hand. Yeah, it keeps wanting to focus on the hand. So I'm trying to keep the hand sort of out of the way as much as I can. And these have really pretty frilly edges to them. So, make sure that if you're doing something like this, that you really pick up on that. Quite pretty. I might have bugged that one there, but anyway, we'll keep moving. Yeah, it's the camera. Oh, it's going to do it again. Yeah, it's been a real bug. Yeah, I'll keep touching it to try and make it focus again. And it ain't working like it should. Just got to check this, make sure it's threaded properly. Here it is. And we're doing the right thing there. Yeah. That thread worked better. Okay. Might come around here. Come on, little thing. I might actually lift that up a bit. Going to have to go. My granddaughter's here and we are doing bits and pieces. We'll catch up soon. The replays. Yep. See you, Judy. If I zoom out a little, whether it makes a bit of a difference. Less fuzzy on the ribbons. Shouldn't be. That bit better? I'm just watching comments, so I just put something on my screen. There we go. Okay, good. Okay, just take that out. I think it's better having it back a bit further. Not trying to focus just on my hands now. So using the lines on this is really handy. And when you're making applique from scratch, you know, like when you've really got to make it from start to finish, so cutting all your little bits and pieces out and everything else, it can be quite tricky to figure out what's, you know, underneath and what's got to go on top and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I reckon it might be a little bit better. Travel along now. Give that a second one. And I purposely, with my second row, purposely go off the line. I try not to go on the same line every single time. So that's going off. Yes, and then out onto the background. Out into the background now. Out there, bringing it in. Out. Out there. Oh, you can see it's starting to do weird stuff. Just cut that off. See that just started to do weird things. I think it's wrapped around. It might be half the battle. I'm just going to cut this off so I can unwrap it. Come on, little thing. Stay nice. Still doing it. Yeah. Be nice for mummy. Still doing it. Come on. Come on, Ravel. Get down. Get out of the way. That won't help if it's wrapped around that needle like that. It'll carry on like a bob watch. Come out and down. Now I've moved out of the way. Trim that off. Take that off. Alrighty, so let's go around and out. And so, ready with your butterflies, you could do this sort of thing and really, you know, give them some arty, crafty sort of look, a bit of a painterly look, so to speak. I'm going to go up here and go outside that one a little, in and out, and come down. And I've got to just read that. You see my foot's going under that. And I'm going to stop. I don't want to get that caught. And this one here, I'm going to feed that in, get a bit of colour in the thread, and follow that line that I drew-ish, sort of follow it as I can. Come back up to the other side of it. And back down again. Back up again. Just a couple of times just to give it that real sketchy look. Fill that little bit in there. I'm going to come back to this thing and I'm literally going to, without throwing my fingers into it, and under down, let that baby down. The other thing about this too is it's so liberating not having to, you know, really focus on trying to get the perfection thing happening. You know, I say it over and over again, I really don't do perfection. I don't cope well with perfection. I just don't do it. I just can't do it. I've tried in my days and I just don't get it. I don't see the point in it. All I see is heartache and disappointment. So I tend not to because I'd rather be happy doing what I'm doing than constantly berating myself about how something is not perfect. Life's too short, guys. You know, not do it to ourselves. Plenty of other people out there can do that. I'll do it for you too. Right, just come off that, making it a bit wobbly. And then go over here. Yeah, bit of catch on. I think I've caught it all. Back. It looks like it's really, really dark. Is that better? Those stems would have killed me. Mine looked neater when I went round more than once. Yeah, absolutely. I rushed them and only went around them once too. Yeah, they look much neater when you go around more than once. I am terrible about staying on the same line. Me too, Ratto, hence 3 stems per flower. Absolutely. It looked like the picture got really dark then, so I'm hoping that's, yeah, it looks like, I know, battery's going okay. Yeah. Right, I'll keep going. We're nearly there on this. I find that going outside that line it just takes away that stress. Yeah. And I love needle turn. I think it's just beautiful. I love, you know, seeing the hand stitching. I think it's all just absolutely beautiful. And I do my fair share. But even when I do, I still don't do perfect, you know. Right, just going back over the other side because I really want to just make sure I've got some detail on the outer edge here at the top. Take it along just nicely. Oops, my little baby. All right, so from this point, we can go up and down, bring it back into that petal, out, in, create that little triangular wedgie thing there. Colour it in if you want or don't. Follow that black line the best you can. And you can see I go sort of on it, next to it and around it. It doesn't matter because I'm making it exactly the same way as what I've done the flowers sketchy. And then I'm going to come over to this other random one over here, which is obviously from this other flower. I'm just going to go next to it. I'm just going to carry it right down, come up, the other side of it, and back down again, somewhere in the middle-ish. matter. And back up. All right. Now, all right, let's cut off. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that, so I'm just going to move the camera back. Oops, the days are doing the camera right over. Looks really dark. The camera just went dark on me. All right, let's zoom her in. I haven't pressed it yet. I'll do it right now. I'll try not to. So I should grab the back of that. Sorry, it's got threads everywhere. I'll just run that over there because if I get the back of it dirty, it doesn't really matter. I suppose it doesn't really matter here either. I can always, wash it. Okay, if I turn her over, pretty fresh. What's with all these threads everywhere? Get off. Bit of a press on the back. This is just a poly cotton. Okay. A poly cotton, a poly wadding, sorry, my bad. Serious with the threads. Let's see if I can get that sit nice without. If I don't rub it, it won't, make a mess. All right. Okay. Call the other way. There it is. So taking it from a panel, which any fabric, taking it from that, and I could have picked different flowers if I wanted to, but I just thought, let's just do the same type of flower and let's just raw edge it. So if you can see, nothing perfect. Oops, it goes. Okay, but she's done. And it's done within, half an hour. All right, that's cut to stitched on. It's quite easy to do, and you can turn any of your fabrics into a block. It doesn't have to be just because the fabric's there. I mean, you can use this then as a border. You've got that fabric there. Use it as a border to go with this. It doesn't have to be that's your block. Do you know what I mean? The fabric doesn't have to be the block. You can create a block out of it. So that's just my little demo. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, it does look lovely, and they're not. It's not rocket science. I don't do any rocket science. I gave that up years ago. Hope you enjoyed, and you got to see some. Sorry about the blurries. My bad. I still need to figure out this stupid camera how to work. It's a much better camera than what I was using earlier. So again, thank you very much for joining me. Appreciate it. Might not be doing any lives tomorrow. I have a few appointments and stuff, but I will see. And I've also got the 10 o'clock with the girls for the stained glass windows. So I will probably see you guys on Tuesday. Thank you for your lovely responses and well wishes, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.